Tonight on DC News Now.
We're not giving in to distractions. We're focused on the work.
The DC Council stripping council member Tron White of his leadership roles. How they're trying to rebuild trust within the community.
A new DC News Now poll on the Maryland Senate race.
I know the best one will succeed.
Showing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks with the lead. This race could have major national implications.
Hi, everyone. Dragging rain and a few storms for your midweek forecast. It's coming up.
And cell phone-free schools. The impact new guidelines in Virginia will have on students. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 10. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. DC News Now is your local election headquarters. And happening now, a candidate formed for two very tight congressional races in Virginia.
Yeah, DC News Now's Max Marcilla is at that forum in Manassas. And Max, you heard from candidates for District 7 and 10.
And Chris and Susan, that 7th congressional district is the one we'll focus on because it is the most competitive race in Virginia. It features a Republican and a Democrat, two newcomers or hoping to be newcomers to the U.S. Congress. And of course, they disagree on many, many topics. So tonight's forum, where we saw Derek Anderson, the Republican, and Eugene Vindman, the Democrat, on stage, as well as 10th District Democrat Suha Subramaniam. A wide-ranging, about hour-long discussion ranging from Project 2025 to abortion rights, the economy, immigration. It was a wide-ranging discussion. We got a chance to speak with Anderson after the forum, and we pressed him on his comments regarding abortion. But first, you're going to hear from Vindman, who declined our interview request on his way out from the forum tonight. You'll hear him talk about Project 2025.
2 years and change ago, we had a constitutional right that was removed. So now over 50% of the women in this country have a right, have less rights than they had 2 years ago. My daughter, my nieces have less rights than they had 2 years ago.
When do you believe abortion should be allowed, if at all?
Look, what I said on stage is what I'll say again. At the end of the day, this is something that the Dobbs decision is given back to the states to make determinations for them, and Virginia has spoken on this.
Now, you heard Vindman there, who was essentially saying, pointing to Project 2025 when it comes to abortion rights, trying to paint that as Anderson's policy. You heard in our interview with Anderson, he didn't exactly answer our question, though he did go on to say that he does not support a federal abortion ban. This is a very competitive 7th district, and with less than 50 days left to go before Election Day, it is sure to be one where a lot of money is filed in and a lot of controversy, a lot of comments, and perhaps even a debate will take place. Reporting live in Manassas, Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
The balance of power in the Senate could very well go through Maryland. A new DC News Now poll shows Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks with a lead over former Governor Larry Hogan. The numbers show Alsobrooks sitting at 49% of likely voters to Hogan's 42%. 9% of voters still undecided. Now, those poll numbers out today from a DC News Now, Emerson College, and the Hill Survey. The matchup really could have major implications in our own backyard, of course, and also, though, on the national stage. We spoke with voters in Montgomery and Prince George's counties today for their take on the race.
I know the best one will succeed, and so far they're both very good, so I will not go wrong with either choice.
There's been a little uptick in the importance of this election, and people are motivated to get out to vote.
And tonight, all new at 10:30, we'll take a deeper dive into the poll and why a political science expert thinks Alsobrooks can use momentum from Vice President Kamala Harris to secure more votes.
A good time to remind you, early in-person voting in Virginia, it starts on Friday, and the last day to register or update all of your information is October 15th. And the last day to apply for a mail-in ballot, that is October 25th.
All right, let's get a first check on that all-important forecast with Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb.
I know, Janessa, we're seeing showers, but it's beneficial, right?
Yeah, super beneficial. We've been in this drought. We can't seem to get out of it. And so this rain that we're going to see for another 24 hours is going to be super helpful for us. I know it's gray skies. It's been gloomy. Give me one more day. I know going into your midweek, it's not the best conditions, but dew points are kind of a focal point as well because it's quite mild out there. It's only 73, but then when when you factor in all that moisture that's in the atmosphere, 60s and 70s with that tropical feel, it makes things feel a lot different. AC cranking, right? You have all the moisture that now it's hovering towards our west of DC metro area with a good clip of clouds that are making its way across the region. This is all due to a cyclone that has fallen apart. It was really North Carolina that saw the bulk of this, but tomorrow, Northern Virginia, you will see continuous rain. Really, the visibility is a big issue, and this is going to continue to be an issue overnight into tomorrow. Your early morning commute definitely in jeopardy across the Beltway, extending out towards Woodstock, where you're about 1 mile in front of you that you can see. We have this rain, dense fog that's going to start to build, but I also have a good amount of sunshine that's back in the forecast. I'll show you, Wayne, coming up.
All right, Janessa, we'll see you then. Meanwhile, D.C. police, they're looking for a driver who hit an officer after speeding away from a traffic stop in Southeast. It happened on Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue near the Entertainment and Sports Arena in Congress Heights. The vehicle was later found, but police are still searching for the driver. MPD telling us the officer was taken to the hospital and was conscious and breathing. Of course, we'll bring you any updates as this story develops.
We're going to stay in the district now, and this is a horrible act of animal cruelty. Just take a look at these images here. It shows a dog that had been shot in between her eyes. The Humane Society says that bullet, as you can see on the left side of your screen, was lodged there in her throat. Officials say that Louisa wandered away from her Southeast home on September 11th, and when she returned home 2 days later, well, a trip to the vet, that's where they discovered that bullet.
Where the bullet passed through basically between her eyes, fractured the sinus cavity, and then went down through her soft palate into her throat and into her neck to lodge.
Louisa is doing well now. The Humane Rescue Alliance is offering a $5,000 reward to find the person responsible.
All new details tonight as D.C. Council meets for the first time since the arrest and indictment of Council member Tron White.
White is accused of accepting more than $150,000 in bribes in exchange for his influence over these city contracts. D.C. News Now's Marielle Carbone was at that meeting.
Marielle, the council voting to dissolve the only committee White chairs.
Yeah, Chris, that change and others today really came without any discussion or pushback from council. Tron White really having no leadership roles on the council now as his colleagues begin investigating his conduct. In its first full council meeting since his arrest, council member Tron White seated the dais sat empty. White joining by Zoom, while his colleagues voted nearly unanimously to dissolve the only committee he chairs overseeing youth affairs.
All those in favor say aye. 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 Are there any no votes?
Chairman, please mark me as present.
The committee split into two subcommittees, with Zachary Parker now overseeing the Department of Youth Rehabilitative Services, one of two D.C. agencies at the center of White's alleged bribery scandal.
I will be accountable to district residents and holding the agency accountable. And you will see that through hearings, visits, and a level of transparency that perhaps we haven't seen in recent time.
Meanwhile, an ad hoc committee meeting for the first time Tuesday morning to investigate White.
The residency and bribery issues, and so we've got a really compressed amount of time, that is 90 days.
Kenny McDuffie will lead that committee, with council voting to spend $400,000 to hire an outside law firm to assist.
The council is not the United States Attorney's Office. We are our own independent legislative body that has a duty to conduct this sort of investigation under our rules.
District leaders hoping to rebuild any damage done to the public's trust.
We're not giving in to distractions. We're focused on the work.
And that ad hoc committee, it'll have until December 16th to produce a report with its findings. Through this investigation, White will have a chance to respond. But Chris and Susan, council will then make the decision whether or not to punish White based on the findings of that investigation, and that punishment could go as far as expelling him from council. Reporting live from the Wilson Building tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Still so much to figure out there. Marielle, thank you. Now to an attack at a Maryland high school. The Frederick County Sheriff is looking for the man you see right here who went into Urbana High and assaulted a staff member. They say that man walked into the school around 11 this morning, but when a staff member noticed he didn't belong there, They tried to walk him out, and that's when investigators say he attacked the person. Deputies sent students home early from school, and they're now asking anyone with information to give police a call.
All new tonight, free speech advocates talking to students at the University of Maryland. This all comes after the university paused all social activities for Greek life last spring.
So students are really questioning what their rights are there on campus. DC News Now's Tim Reed has reaction.
Nearly 200 people attended tonight's event here at the University of Maryland. I spoke to some students who tell us they are glad to see officials advocating on their behalf.
We're really excited. We got a big group out today. We're excited to hear from professionals to learn some creative ways that we can defend ourselves on campus.
Free speech advocates talked with University of Maryland students Tuesday night about the importance of standing up for their constitutional rights.
For starters, just having students hear it from people who do this for a living, but also for outsiders to witness that students are willing to come together, take time out of the middle of their week. Everyone's got class, but people were excited to come down here and get together and learn about this stuff.
In March of last year, the University of Maryland ordered fraternities and sororities to stop holding social activities after allegations of misconduct over concerns over hazing. Former United States Congressman and UMD graduate Dennis Cardoza disagreed with that decision.
I'm here today to talk about the Constitution. The students at the University of Maryland, the fraternity and sorority students in particular, invited me to come here and talk to them about their constitutional rights and the rights that I believe were abridged when the University of Maryland shut them down without due process.
Students we spoke to want the university held responsible for their actions. After the incident happened last year, a lawsuit was filed against the school.
I love this university. I think it's a wonderful institution, but I also am willing to call them out when I don't think they've done something right.
You know, we enter these gates and we're in the hands of the university, so it's pretty cool to have some guys that come down and be willing to take the time to educate all of us.
Officials say they will continue to monitor the University of Maryland moving forward to make sure the rights of students are not violated. In College Park tonight, Tim Reed, DC News Now.